cucina. Mia cucina in Italian means my kitchen. And Happy New Year! Happy 2021 to every single one of you. And we like to start it, the way that I would like to start it, the first of the year, is to start with something as delicious as a Panatone. This is an Italian specialty. An Italian specialty that has all kinds of wonderful things in it. To me, it reminds me of fireworks. Pero la prima cosa that we are going to do in order for me to show you this amazing, delicious brunch with a Panatone is to put on the fadale. And the fadale in Italian means apron. And I have a beautiful one to start this 2021. And I hope that everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year's. And we did here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take you step by step, because there's steps to this. There's steps to make, and it's going to be a French toast. And I'm going to top this with amazing, delicious fruit. And on top of that, there's going to be more toppings with nuts. And it's going to be delicious and wonderful. And it all starts with a beautiful Panatone. The Panatone comes in a box from Italy. They come in many different shapes and many different sizes. You can have a large one. This is a medium one. And that's what I'm going to be utilizing. And and then it comes with paper. So you got to remove the paper. And on top of the paper, hello everybody, hello. And then on top of the paper, there's another paper. So we need to remove this. But the prima cosa that I want to do, prima means first in Italia. I'm going to put this to the side, because what I want to do is I want to make the egg mixture. And what I have here is 4 eggs that are going to go right in here. Get yourself a nice bowl, because we're going to be working from here. And I'm going to be utilizing a cast iron skillet throughout the entire thing. There's no syrup in this. Yes, there's no syrup. The Panatone is sweet enough. And to be honest with you, I really do not use syrup. I make my own syrup using just fresh fruit. And that's what I want to bring to you. And the fruits that I'm going to be utilizing is going to be 1 green apple cut up, 1 red apple cut up. I have a cup of blueberries. I have a half a cup of strawberries. I also have a cup of these wonderful, I just absolutely love these wonderful raspberries. And that is the fruit that I'm going to be utilizing with this, because it already has fruit in it. Now, to the mixture that we are going to be dipping, because it's going to be a French toast, I have the 4 eggs. I have 2 heaping teaspoons of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. That's going to go all in here. I also have a teaspoon of maple syrup. This is the only sweetness, guys, the only sweetness that this whole thing is going to have, besides just the fruit. And the reason that I chose the fruit that I did is because they are high on antioxidants. And I always talk how we need to continue to build our immune system. And when our immune system is built and our body goes into an alkaline, the body doesn't get sick. It's like a shot, but without a shot. And you're doing a healthy shot. To here I have zested a half an orange. That's going to go right in here. This is a zest of a half an orange. And also the other half of the orange, I squeezed it and I have it right here. That's going to go for the next thing. So I am utilizing the entire half an orange. And then of course the other orange you can always have for another day. All right, now to this right here, I have some wonderful cream, and what I have here is grass-fed cream, and I have about a cup. But what I like to do is I like to eye everything, and that's how I like to do things, because you know it's sometimes it might need a little more, it might not need a little more. And see what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just going back and forth like this. You see what I'm doing, back and forth, because I want the wonderful cinnamon to really marry with the eggs. I have not done anything with the cream yet. I just want everybody to kind of come together right now over Panatone. Panatone, we don't have it. I don't have a name for it, but it's just one day I just created it, and I thought it would be a great idea because, you know, in my culture, in the Italian culture, we like to use our Panatone. And Panatone is just such a festive, and it only comes around Christmas time and New Year's. So you see what I'm doing right here? I'm just making this just like you would, you know, any French toast. But this one, it's got the orange zest, the 4 eggs, and then I have, I'm looking at this in about, I have a cup, but I'm not, as you can see, I'm not really using the entire cup. And this is grass-fed organic cream that I am using. Hello, I see you guys, beautiful people there. I just get so, when I start cooking, I just get so concentrated. I don't have my glasses to see everybody. But thank you so much for joining in our very first episode of 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. So as you can see, I'm using probably about a half. And what I want to do really is I really want to incorporate all of it. Okay, I want to incorporate it. It takes, I know you could have a bigger bowl, but I find that when it's shallow, it makes it a lot easier. So now that I have this on the side, because now this is all done, and I know it's a lot of topping, guys, but trust me, this is like a brunch. I'm going to put this in the sink. All right. And then that I have this, now I'm going to bring back your attention to this beautiful this beautiful, wonderful Italian, some people call it a cake, some people call it, you know, bread. It's just Panatone. Get yourself a nice knife, a nice serrated knife. And then what I like to do is turn them into the side. And I'm not going to have these in very thin slices. I want these to be thick. So I am going to cut it right about here. So if I were to measure, guys, it's about maybe a 2-inch thickness. And let me show you how beautiful it is in the inside. Here, let me bring it to you closer. Yes, it's like, you know, a fruit cake, but it's not a fruit cake. It's about, I know that a lot of people have fruit cakes, and we Italians, we have Panatone. And I have made this, and you can make it very spongy or not so spongy. So as you can see, I'm having them on, I'm just be very, very careful, because these guys, you know, you just have to be very gentle with it, because it's not your typical bread, okay? And as you can see, I have some nice 4 pieces. Now to these nice 4 pieces, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this one in half, just like that. And I'm just going to put it right there. I'm going to cut them all in half. And I'm telling you, this is going to be sweet and savory, and it's such a great way for me to start the New Year's with something sweet, something savory, and the abundance of all the wonderful fruit that this wonderful, beautiful Panatone has. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start my wonderful cast iron skillet, and I am going to put it on medium, about medium, not medium or medium high, and I'm going to be using grass-fed ghee. Grass-fed ghee is going to go for this particular part. I have a brush, and I'm just going to brush this in my cast iron skillet. Yes, I'm going to brush this. Everything is going to be happening in the cast iron skillet. You know, I was talking to one of my neighbors this weekend, and she was telling me how, you know, she really can appreciate one-pot dishes. And I tell her, I do a lot of one-pot dishes, but I do use a lot of little dishes to go with a one pot. But it's all made in one container, so you don't have to continue to, you know, use a lot of other containers. So this is a cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, don't worry about it. Any non-stick skillet, my cast iron skillet, because I keep it very, very well greased, nothing gets stuck into it. Stick. And you have to be very careful with a cast iron skillet. So I am going to put this on the side because I'm going to keep it in here because I'm running out. I have another one, so it's kind of nice to just kind of use the same one, and that would be less dishes. So let me get that out of the way. So what I want to do is I want to come over here now, and I want to bring this right here to show you. I want to get these guys to be nice and coated. Get yourself something to kind of clean your hands with. Get yourself a spatula, and as you can see, oh yes. And I'm just going to put this right over on. You know what? I'm going to do it like that. Oh yeah. And don't touch it. Once it goes down, do not touch it. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. It already smells wonderful. We haven't really done anything. And and I don't take the end part out. I just leave it like so. And I just kind of let it soak a little bit like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 of these guys on here. Oh yes. And then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to soak these guys until it's time for these other guys to come out. And then what I have here, I have a platter, because I'm going to start putting them on the platter, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to finish that. I'm done with that. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. So probably about, if I was on the stove, I would be about a medium to a medium high, because I really don't want them to burn. I want them to slowly make a nice little crust. So in the meantime, I'm going to move these guys out of the way over here as these guys are doing that. Put this over here. I'm going to get so I can move things out of the way so I can show you what we're going to do the next step with these guys, because they're all going to be in here. So we are constantly working. And then this right here, guys, you can just kind of wipe it. And then another thing, if you're concerned about it to stick, use your brush and also brush your spatula so nothing gets stuck, okay? So this is going to be hanging over here. Let me just wipe this right over here because it was just a little bit of ghee. Nothing to be concerned. Okay, so the next thing that I am going to show you is, I think it's time for me to, oh yes, that is how quick they are. Oh my gosh, they look beautiful and they smell wonderful. They smell wonderful. So what I want to do is, once all of this is done, and I'm going to take you step by step with this, we are going to be making like a glaze, or in your case, it would be like, it's like a topping, but it's not a syrup. It'll be healthier. Because I know that some Panatones may not, or maybe they're really not healthy. Oops, this guy just kind of fell on the side. You see that? That is called recovery. Hey, you know what? It's okay. There's nobody here to say, oh my gosh, Dusty went over to the side. There's nobody here. It's just me and you, and that's okay. So now, as you can see, these are, it doesn't take a lot, guys. It moves rather quickly. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're just so beautiful. They're just beautiful. And now what we do is we come back over here. We continue to oil the wonderful cast iron skillets. Then we come over here with these guys. We just, soak them up. Easy peasy transaction. It goes really fast. Even these little skinnier guys. It is a little bit of a mess, but I like to get dirty. I like to get dirty. Oh, there we go. See, that's how fast. I'm telling you, it goes really fast. And as you can see, when we oil the spatula, it's easy to get in there. So now, because my cast iron skillet, it's a medium high, it's going to start cooking things a little faster. And we cannot we can't do the next step until we are done. And I want to make sure that these guys are done. And they, oh, see, they move by themselves. I don't even have to even move them. So I'm just going to bring this other one over here. And for eggs, I discovered that for a medium-sized Panatone, works really good. If you're going to have, because they do come in different sizes, guys. Yes, they do. And this one, that I'm using is a 6 ounce. Well, it's a 1 pound Panatone, but they do make 2 to 3 pound Panatones. And in Italy, of course, a lot of the grandmothers and mothers, they make their own Panatones, and I've done my own. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip this guy over. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, it smells wonderful in here. And Reggie thinks he's going to get some Panatone. Well, I don't know about that, Reggie. They do have a little bit of sugar. Well, they have sugar. So if you're a diabetic and you want to try this, I would suggest you just having 1 piece. And talk to your doctor first, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionalist, but I try to make things healthier. My family, the way that we will serve it just the way it is. We will not cook it, we will not do anything, we will just eat it the way it is. And you know, and over the years, I made it into a French toast. A French toast, and it's a wonderful French toast. Oh my goodness. And as you can see, it cooks really, really fast. And it's a wonderful presentation, guys. It's a wonderful presentation. I have one last little guy here that I am going to cook. Why not? And then I'm done with this. Get that out of the way. You see how fast and quick it goes. So, you know, so far this is how we're going to have it. And we haven't done anything yet. Wait till I show you what we're going to do. And I'm telling you, you are never going to want to eat syrup. Once I show you how to do this, you're never going to want to eat syrup. When I do gluten-free pancakes and when I do, French toast, I never use syrup. I just do what I'm going to show you. So this guy, it's almost done because it doesn't soak a lot. So now this guy is done like that. So now we have this. So now to this right here, what I'm going to do, wait a minute, I forgot to get to this, is I'm just going to take this right here and I'm just going to loosen up the bits and pieces of the Panatone. The bits and pieces of the Panatone, and be careful because it's still a medium high, guys. And then to this I am going to add my orange juice. I'm going to add my blueberries and strawberries. It's going to go in there. I'm also going to do my apples and green apples in there. All of them goes in there. All goes in there. Oh yeah. So now I'm done with the ghee. And then what I'm going to do to this is I have a tablespoon of coconut. This is coconut oil. I have a good, you know, it's a tablespoon. And then what we want to do is we just kind of want to saute these guys. Yes, we're going to saute them. And what's happening here, guys, is the blueberries are starting to make its own thing. Its own like juice almost. Yes. Oh, and it's like a glaze. And then with the coconut oil, and I'm using extra virgin coconut oil. And I'm going to shut this off now because it goes that fast. It goes that fast. See what I'm doing, guys? You see what I'm doing? You see this? Look at this. And then what we want to do is, you know, we want to continue to cook it a little bit. Because what's happening is here, I shut it off and now the cast iron skillet retains heat. So it's still doing its thing. It's still cooking. In the meantime, what I have here is I have some pine nuts. I have some sliced almonds. And I also have some raw, you can have raw cashews if you like. You can have, oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. You can have pistachios. So I'm using raw pistachios. I'm using sliced almonds, pine nuts that I had from leftover, some wonderful raspberries, and then bacon. Yes, that's what's going to give the saltiness. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to add all of these guys right in there. Oh yes. And if they fall out of the way, don't worry about it, go catch them. Reggie loves blueberries. If they're cooked, yes. If they're not cooked, this dog doesn't like them. And you see what I'm doing. You see what I'm... You know what? Let me bring this over here so you guys can see even better. Look at that. Look at that. This is a showstopper, guys. A showstopper. This is my Italian French toast Panatone with fresh fruit, with nuts. And it's just amazingly and delicious. Oh yes, amazing. Well, that was my 2020 word. So I have to come up with another word. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it today. And although there's a little bit of juice over here, I want to get that little juice over here. So then now that we have this deliciousness, you know, you can bring your wonderful raspberries, all your fresh raspberries that go here. I'm telling you, this is a showstopper. And then what you want to do is now you want to come over here and you want to add your wonderful almonds. But wait, because I got something else for you. Yes, I have some mint. And let me tell you something. Italians, we love mint. Mint are delicious. And I got some wonderful mint. And then what I like to do with my mint, guys, is I just gonna roll them. And my knife, I have it right here. And I'm just going to slice my mint. Because again, this is a showstopper, guys. This is a showstopper. Oh yes, and I'm gonna have it on the side here. In the meantime, I'm gonna put it on over here. I have already my wonderful, continue to put your wonderful, you know how much nuts, guys, it depends. I'm using the almonds because almonds are very good. And you know, if you're suffering from depression, almonds are the wonderful thing for depression. Here comes the pine nuts. Oh yes, here comes the pine nuts. I'm telling you, who is not going to want? And this will feed quite a few people. And then here comes my wonderful pistachios. And I like my pistachios to be raw. Oh yes, you see what I'm doing with this, guys? And I'm telling you. Oh, and now I come over here and I put my wonderful mint over this. And then, of course, gotta have the bacon. Because, you know, I love sweet and salty. And, you know, and like I said, you know, this feeds a lot of people. So if you're having a crowd and you're doing a brunch, this takes care of it, all of it. And then on top of this, you know, to make it even more prettier, like it needs to be more prettier, is we have a little bit of powdered sugar. And you know what, I'm just going to take this off and over here like that, to finish it all off. And there you have it. Let me see if I can bring it closer to you guys. There you have it. This is French toast, Panatone. And I can't say anything else then it's time to manja. Look at this health. I know it's sweet, but it's also wonderful because it's the first of the year and we deserve to have something sweet and savory because, you know, variety is the spice of life. And to have that, why not? And I still have a few little guys of these because there's people waiting over here and they're gonna manja with me. Okay, guys, I want to thank every single one of you for joining me today. Be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Remember, your health is your responsibility. And it doesn't mean you can't have something like this. Of course you can have something like this. Because once in a while, it's okay to treat ourselves to something like a Panatone French toast with fruits and berries and nuts. I want to thank my sponsor, Cola Harris with FARMASI. I want to thank Bailey's Fishing and Charter. I want to thank Dario Rodriguez with Life and Food Superstores in Ellenton. And I want to thank you for joining me in 2021.